Hello everyone, I'm Joel Barrett, the General Manager of Missoula Community Access Television, inviting you to this edition of Missoula Live.
And I'm Kim Anderson. I'm on the board of MCAT, and I'm the Director of Programs and Grants for Humanities Montana.
I have a little bit of MCAT news to share with the folks at home. One is that Scott Ramp, who's been our summer camp counselor for many years, has decided to throw his care and expertise at the community in the long break between the holidays.
Oh,
I know, so he's showing it on the screen from our MCAT.org website. This is called Winter Camp Days.
Or Parent Aid.
Yes, it could be called that too. It's a 3-day affair that's going to go from, the program is from 9 to 3:30. But what we've realized is that working parents need a cushion.
Right.
They need a cushion so that not only is the camp 3 days, Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, that's the 27th, 28th, and 29th, but that they can bring the kids here starting at 8.
Wow.
It's called pre-camp care. We learned this from looking at the way other places do it.
Scott's going to do the whole day.
Well, Neil's going to help him.
Oh, good.
Yeah, maybe
Good.
Joanna will help. But this pre-care part is recognizing that parents have some commutation issues. They got to get to work, and you don't know when, so they can bring the kids, and we're not guaranteeing that they're going to learn media stuff, but that they'll be safe, happy, and warm between 8 and 9, right? And then what are they going to do? Right.
Yeah,
they're going to do animation, stop animation with Legos, very popular program. They're going to do some storytelling if they want to make longer skits, for instance, they can. And if they want to explore the virtual reality, that's here for them. So if you're interested, go to that website, mcat.org. You can register online. Pay by debit or credit card that way.
And what's the fee?
$99 for the 3 days.
3 full days.
Yeah. I'll say it here just to see if anyone's listening. Scholarships available.
Right.
Talk to me, Joel Baird, 542-6228. And that's about all I really have. Our Saturday animation is still going on. So that's every Saturday through December, Scott? Yes, he says yes. So that includes the 23rd. I know, it's very close to the holiday time, and I suppose that includes the, whatever it is, the 30th. So that's every Saturday in December between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. for a mere $10 for the 4 hours. Unless you go to Lowell or Washington Middle School, then it's free.
That's free.
Yep.
It's a deal.
Yeah.
Either way.
I don't know if you have any
Just one quick
Montana
thing,
Humanities.
and that is that Humanities Montana has a grant deadline coming up on December 20th. We will be awarding regular grants, which are for any humanities project that is open to the public, that is requires funding of over $1,000. So these can be, you know, public programs in history, literature, philosophy, environmental studies, political science, perhaps, jurisprudence. There's our wonderful website. And if you have any questions about that, give me a call at Humanities Montana. There's our website on the screen, and you can go on the website and get our phone number. And then also, we have fellowships, research fellowships.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're a lonely scholar doing work in the humanities and you need a little cash to get you through the summer, or you need some money to travel to an archive somewhere, or you just need to be paid so you can take some time to do intensive scholarship in a humanities discipline, once again, call me. The deadline again is December 20th.
And it's a good idea, right, to give you a call and make sure before people go through the application process that they're in the right arena, as it were. Like, you hate to see someone who took all this effort and they didn't exactly get the guidelines.
I know. And a big part of my job is just to talk to people, to read drafts of their proposals, to encourage them, give them suggestions. But also, it is kind of a lengty process, and the question I'm asked more than any other question in this job is, what are the humanities? And sometimes it's not as intuitive as you would think. So just to save you time and to clarify what the focus and the topic of your project is, talk to me first.
Great. Oh, and I thought of one thing I wanted to share with the public, and that is it's library Fines,
that's right, Food for
Fines
Fines.
Week. So that if you haven't been to the library for a while because they're shamefaced about owing them
Look under
money,
your kids' beds,
right,
look under
or
your bed.
there may be some books you have. You can bring them in with a can of food or some kind of, what do they call that? When they say prepackaged or, it's got that word, it's something.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, it's Food for Fines Week.
Non-perishable.
Non-perishable, thank
you.
you. Gosh, I felt a Wheel of Fortune thrill. And it's like,
I won.
And I was now helping
right?
off.
Well, then, dear viewer, it's time to introduce the panel on
Right,
the
the
couch.
voices on the other side.
They are
of
the
couch.
voices of the Sentinel Kiwanis. David, Kelly, Lisa, thank you so much for taking the time to come by today. And when I said Kiwanis, and you guys immediately said we're the Sentinel Kiwanis. So do you want to start from there? Are there more
Absolutely.
than one group in town?
There are 3 Kiwanis groups in Missoula.
Okay.
The Downtown Club as well as the Grant Creek Club. And we're the most fun,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, you
Absolutely.
Okay. So I have support there.
Right.
Right. I happen to be the president. Kelly is the president-elect, and Lisa is one of our board members and chair for the Community Services Committee.
Excellent.
Actually, she co-chairs with Julie Kickbush Jones.
Okay.
I have trouble only because Kickbush is not spelled how you would think, and so my mind just doesn't quite go there.
The Kiwanis it's a social club, but it's dedicated towards making life better. Is that right?
Social club, but I would even go as far as to say a civic organization.
Yeah.
We are very much involved with serving kids within the community. We've been involved with projects regionally as well as internationally also. One of our major projects has been helping an orphanage in Ghana, I think it is. Uganda, called Destiny. And so we are right now in the midst of supporting them with beds. Beds break down in the climate, and so they constantly need new beds.
Oh, wow.
Mattresses, yes. And so we've been very much involved there. We have an annual fundraiser, which is our fruit drive, which are apples and pears. We just finished that, met our goal, thanks to Kelly's work.
Great.
And the work of all of our club members. And we have meetings Wednesday mornings. No, we don't. It's Thursday mornings. Aging
That's
really
why you
gets in
have
the
a
way of
committee,
thinking.
though.
That's why we have a
Yes.
group. They remind me that I'm not right. And so we meet Thursday mornings at City Life at 7:30, and at the same time we welcome you and everyone else in the community to join us and learn a little bit more about Sentinel Kiwanis.
That's great. No, City Life is the big church that also has gymnasium and
It's
whatnot.
That's
not
right.
a church,
It's-
but it does have a
Oh.
gymnasium. It's a youth organization.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ecumenical youth
Okay.
organization.
Off Russell?
On
That's what I'm thinking.
Between-
Fairview.
Yeah,
Yeah.
between Russell and Brooks.
You walk out
and
the
behind
front door and
Montana Club.
you can
Yeah.
see the fairgrounds.
Right, right,
So
right.
1515 Fairview is their
Okay.
address.
Great.
And the organization is open to anyone.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you have to be fun.
Right.
Right,
To
to
be
join
part
our
of the
club.
Sentinel Kiwanis.
Otherwise, you
There's
would
no
just
question.
go
You
up
have
to
to be
Grand
fun.
Creek, right?
Yeah. You could do that. I'm not going to say their group isn't fun,
But not as fun.
but they don't start the day the same way we do. They're still
Yeah.
sleeping by the time we're at
This
breakfast.
is the early
The
birds
time we're
group,
singing.
yeah.
That's right.
7:30.
We sing. We start with a bang.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hate to ask questions I haven't rehearsed because then sometimes people say, I just don't know.
I hate to answer
Kiwanis-
questions that I haven't
Love
rehearsed
that,
also.
actually.
But does anyone know the history of the Kiwanis, like where
Well,
it started? and
Kiwanis
why?
began, oh my gosh, 1911 or something of that nature. It's
Okay.
a long historical international organization. Our group in Missoula began its charter in 55 years ago, and we still have one of the charter members, Bob Small,
Really?
as a member of our organization.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Sentinel, or Kiwanis International started as a business networking club, and then it became a service club internationally and focused on kids. And it's been, I believe, 30 years, a little more than 30 years since they started allowing women in the club.
Interesting.
Which was
It sounds progressive,
scandalous
right?
and crazy back then. And now, nearly half our club are women, and
Right.
we also sponsor youth groups and youth leadership training. So like Key Club, lots of people are familiar with Key Club. When I was in high school, Key Club was for boys. There were no girls in
interesting.
Key Club. And recently we sponsor two Key Clubs and a Builders Club, which is a middle school club, and over half of the participants, well over half, are girls now.
Nice.
And it's quite exciting, actually, to watch and listen to the significant impact they're having on their communities, whether it's Loyola or whether it's Florence Carleton High School, Hellgate High School as well. And that's really good. But the other thing that we're involved with are organizations like HOBY, which is the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership. And we've sponsored over the last 15 years, probably the last 10 or 12 years of those conferences taking place in Missoula. They're now being held in Billings for a 3-year run. But we were very much involved with sponsoring the youth and helping serve them while they were here.
Nice.
And what does that program entail?
That's actually just it's a youth leadership organization. So it's teaching kids and empowering them to be leaders. And they have a whole series of events and training exercises they go through over the weekend.
They teach them, meeting organization, meeting facilitation, how to speak in front of a group, how to organize a business meeting, those kinds of things.
And then they need to know how to have fun, so they talk to the folks from Sentinel.
Right.
Kiwanis.
That fun group. And Scott is showing the webpage. Is it? Yes.
Yes. And
And
so
if people want to, there's a contact form on that page.
that's correct. My name is on there, Kelly's name is on there, so you could contact us individually as well. And the photograph there that's displayed is of Cooper Sprunk, who's the center for the Grizz. I think this was his last year. We were involved with, thanks to Michelle Wheeler, one of our members, and a past district governor, regional governor for the state of Montana. I guess it's lieutenant governor, correct? Would be her title. She was lieutenant governor for several years. And she was involved with a group called No Excuses University, which we identified a school that Cooper Sprunk was involved with communicating to help kids with fewer role models in their lives to really start to look at college as an important thing. And through that, funds were raised through Sentinel Kiwanis, through the efforts of Michelle and others, to bring the kids from their location in California up to Portland when the Grizz played in Portland this past fall. And so
Unfortunately, we won the game.
that was also very good.
Very good.
was very good.
It's one of the things that we got involved with, and Michelle was a real leader in that. So I just wanted to give her kudos for the efforts that she put there.
Yeah.
And probably the best thing about that, well, maybe not the best, but one of the neat things about that is that the kids really looked up to Cooper.
Oh,
They had
yeah.
formed a
Yes.
relationship with him.
Physically and literally.
And someone, I believe it was the M store here in town, had donated mustaches. 'Cause you know how
Yeah, so
Cooper
they-
had
Uh-huh.
They
If
all
you go
had
back-
little
if-
mustaches.
If Scott goes back to the
Plastic
picture, you'll see his
mustache.
picture.
all the little kids.
Oh,
were
with the
That's
mustache.
so
And they're
cute.
They wore them
Oh.
throughout the game and the whole weekend. They also had an opportunity, because Cooper's grandpa is an executive at Nike,
Ooh.
to
Actually, his
tour.
father.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so they got to tour Nike, where they were told repeatedly, if you want to work here, we'd love to have you, but you need a college degree.
Oh, I see.
Right.
And they also toured the college campus there. So it was a very exciting weekend around encouraging these disadvantaged kids to get an education and think about a great future for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really what we're about.
Now, if someone were watching and they think it sounds really good, but they might be scared, like, well, I'm overcommitted. I wonder how many hours a month or so I would be expected to put in to being a member of the Sentinel Kiwanis.
So
We have breakfast every week on Thursday morning, but not everybody attends every time.
Yeah.
And really, we sing, and we have a presentation from someone in the community. It's very informative, and we maybe make announcements and that sort of thing, but that's just breakfast or coffee, and then you go off to work by 8:30.
Yeah.
And then you can be a part of committees. So Lisa is a co-chair of the Community Services Committee. We have lots of different projects. Some of us are involved in lots of them. Some of us are just involved in one or two.
You can give as much time as you want.
Yeah.
Some people who have less of a work schedule, say maybe they're retired, might be interested in giving a little bit more of their time because they can, if they can. And others don't even show up. They're members. It's something they want to be associated with. They provide donations and give money to Sentinel Kiwanis through their membership, although it doesn't require a membership to donate money to Sentinel Kiwanis.
Yeah.
I just want to add that we will accept donations to help our youth. There's no question about it. So if that's a plea for money, thank you, Missoula.
Speaking of money, I just wanted to mention, David had talked about our fruit sales that we do as our big fundraiser in
Yeah.
the fall, that we, raise those funds to give back to the youth in the Missoula community. But we also did, kind of a neat thing this year as a fundraiser, we did all of the parking at the new Kettle House Amphitheater.
Oh,
So that was
wow.
quite an adventure.
That was a huge
It was big
undertaking.
fun, too.
It was,
Yeah.
and
So we saw all kinds of
You got to
people. The
hear the
people
music.
watching
And
was
we got to go to the
excellent.
music.
And we got to go
Oh, we got to
in
hear the
and see
music.
part of the show and then
Yeah.
come back out and help people find their cars and get out of there, There were 6 shows. It was really good people watching, even if you didn't care about the music.
It was
What
a blast.
smart
That
idea.
sounds great.
you know,
It was
from
really fun.
from people who were stumbling to people who decided to leave their car running for the entire show because it was so hot and they brought their dog and they needed to
Oh,
have the
the
air
air
conditioning.
conditioning.
Oh,
something.
don't tell me people did that.
Well, some people came from a long way to
Yeah.
see the show, and
Yeah,
some
they were
people
big
came
acts.
in like campers, a motorhome
RVs.
full of people,
Wow.
so that they minimized driving out there, and some of them were on the road. So, and there were families there. There were a lot of kids at some of the shows, so it just depended. It was a lot of fun.
And in exchange, you got a donation to
we
the club.
Absolutely.
got paid to do the parking, and so it was a good deal for Logjam
Yeah.
Productions. A good deal for them because they didn't have to have the staff for it. We did that, and then we made money, which we can then give back to what we're doing in Missoula.
So we don't make any money. We're a pass-through.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Right,
hand
so
it
as a
on to the
nonprofit
programs.
organ as well, we're not even nonprofit, but we do pass the money through. As it comes in, it goes out. Help lots of organizations. We helped Watershed Education Network
Oh, yeah.
this last year.
We help Aging Services with their foster grandparent program.
Oh, that's great.
And particularly, they do foster grandparents in Head Start and elementary schools to just provide a little one-on-one support and help to some of the kids. And so we're happy to be a part of that, too.
We push and pull about a little over $33,000 a year. Our budget, I think, for this year, our intention is 35. So we're constantly looking for ways to bring money in and through Sentinel Kiwanis. Another way is we help with the parking during Fair Week. So we manage the gates. Actually, I said parking. We manage the gates. The downtown club does the parking there. So other ways in which we can raise money are through other events that we hold on a periodic basis.
That's great.
And sometimes we just do
So-
great community service. So
Right.
like, for instance, right now, we're doing a drive for Toys for Tots
Oh, that's right.
that will go then to the Salvation Army.
Are there different sites where people can donate to that, or how does that
Well, for us,
work?
it's just on our meetings that we do on
You're-
Thursdays. We're encouraging our members to bring in, but of course.
'Cause there are
there's Toys
several
for
sites.
Tots,
Mhm.
Yeah.
But we're
all
just a
around
site.
Missoula.
That's
there you go.
perfect, that's perfect.
And we
Yeah.
just did a food drive for the food bank, Cat Grizz Food Bank Drive, and helped distribute turkeys during the big turkey drive there at the food bank, so.
So
we
you
try to
guys
get
are
out in the
involved in a
community.
lot.
A lot of things. But the other thing is that we have an educational aspect. So our meeting isn't just to show up and eat breakfast. We actually have speakers who come and put on a presentation during our meetings. So we get about 20 minutes of presentation and then 10 minutes question and answer, and then I wrap up the meeting. Through that, we learn a lot. We also have gained members that way as well. People who've come in, found out how fun we really can be at 7:30 in the morning. And
Litmus test.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's a really good thing, and we invite people across all spectrums, whether they're educators, nonprofit organizations in the sports field, politicians, etc.
Developers, business leaders. Well, actually, how we came to have this parking is that we invited Nick Dakota to come and tell us
Oh,
Right.
and then you
about
learned the
his
need.
remodel of the Wilma, but when he came, it was right after the big story about the
Right.
Kettle House
Amphitheater.
Amphitheater. So
Yeah.
we got, sidetracked into there and then asked him how he's handling his parking and said we could do it.
That's great.
Perfect.
Oh shoot, I guess we better be going. I didn't realize it was 20 after the hour.
We're just having fun
Well,
chatting.
is there something that we didn't cover, that you want to be sure to mention?
I think
just
we covered
the
it.
fact that, it is a wonderful group, very educational, doing good things in the community. We love to have, some new people join us, so if anybody's interested.
Yeah,
Check
they
us
can
out.
look at the website, which is sentinelkiwanis.org.
Correct.
Google
Right.
that.
Yes.
And there's a form to fill out, and it would go to David or Kelly, and they would get back to them.
And through Facebook,
Or
there's a
just
Sentinel
show
Kiwanis
Oh,
Facebook
sure.
page.
Like it?
Show up at our meeting.
Oh, at the
Or you can just
1515
go for
Fairview.
breakfast. Right.
What, shouldn't they bring anything?
They should bring themselves and just, ask them, if you want to come visit Sentinel Kiwanis, look for Kelly, Lisa, or myself, and let us know that you're there as an interested member, and come learn about Sentinel Kiwanis.
We'll even buy you breakfast.
Perfect.
See? I think this time of year especially, it's a great thing like a gift you can give to yourself is to become more engaged in your community.
Yeah, probably.
And to volunteer for with a fun organization, that just, it does more for you.
Yeah, it's a wonderful New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Dear viewer, we love to put ambitious thoughts into other people's heads,
know.
but there it is. I mean, maybe this is something you would like. So I guess we better move along because Gary Gillette is here to talk to us about Tuba Christmas.
Or maybe his close friend.
His co-conspirator is here as well, and they're going to use their euphoniums.
Right.
And I think Scott is going to show you at home a clip of a little documentary we had made some years ago for Tuba Christmas called The Making of Tuba Christmas. And there you'll see Gary in this room full of tuba
It's pretty
euphonium
incredible.
people because they rehearse the day before the concert or maybe the morning of, and off they go. So take a look at that, and we'll be right back with this.
Quietly, not slowly. Just quietly. All right? We need to surprise these folks because they'll see us and think, oh my Lord, I've got to run the other way. Right? Because we look big and boisterous and scary. All right? We don't have to be that way all the time. There'll be times, right? Here you go. Here it is. Lightly. 1, 2. Not bad, not bad. Hey Ben, how about a pitch? Let's just pretend to tune, okay? We should be warmed up enough by now. There's an F. There's an F concert. F's. You treble clef people, those are G's, okay? That's a good note for us to be tuning on. Please, if you're wondering what's going on, just keep pulling out, kids. Just keep pulling out, then you'll go outside and get that all cold, and you have to push it back in. Pull that sucker out. Hey, when you come to the mall, leave your case in the car, okay? Or just leave it in the snow. I don't care. It's your case. But don't bring it in the mall. There's not room in the mall for the cases. All the stores are full now. Sometimes we have an empty store. No such luck. Here's Sleep, O Holy Child. And right in the 13. Don't practice, remember? 1 and 2, tenderly here. Sorry, ran out of music stand. Look at that. She's got herself a Bitterroot music stand over here. Yeah, folding chair. Here we go. Joy of the world, we three kings. How many Bitterrooters we have today? Bitterrooters, where are you? Ah, dang. Good to have you here, Bitterrooters. I recognize half the horn cases coming in. I bought half of those horns. I taught at Corvallis and Stevensville both. And I see horn cases come in going, I bought that. Yeah, I bought that. Yeah, I bought that horn. Good.
How long?
Da, 79 I was in Corvallis. Here we go. Joy of the world. Good to have you here, teachers. 1, 2, here you are.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
Make your eyes.
All right, I'm not going to say
Okay,
a
are
word.
we
I
on?
get all camera frightened.
Here we go.
All right, here we're coming back. And by God, we're back.
It's chaos. Total
Of course it's
chaos
chaos.
here.
Santa brings chaos.
That's right.
Girls and boys.
Well, dear viewer, dear gentle viewer, we're sorry we have to expose you to all of this, but
You're here. It's
Yeah.
our job to entertain you.
there's some simple truths about Christmas that are about to be revealed.
That's right.
Every year I destroy some kid's life.
Well, I can at least identify Gary Gillette without fear of reprisal.
And my plumber, my butcher. This is my butcher.
So, Tuba Christmas, the attentive viewer might have seen the documentary we were playing before you settled
Right.
down here, and that was called The Making of Tuba Christmas.
Internationally acclaimed
Right.
documentary.
I can't believe you guys bought it when I suggested it.
Well, of
and I think it
course.
probably came after watching that documentary.
Oh,
This is Spinal Tap.
I'm sure that's where the inspiration came from.
Yes,
Right.
only this is
Everyone-
funnier.
But now, Tuba Christmas is really an international legacy of somebody.
That's what.
This is what I
Even
remember.
though it sounds absolutely ridiculous,
Right.
it's an international legacy in its 44th year
Yeah.
of operation. And the gentleman who came up with it had been gone about 10 years now. Harvey Phillips was the tuba instructor at Indiana University. You know, a legit huge tuba player.
Right.
A monster, a wonderful man, but a college professor tuba player back when tuba was just becoming an instrument that could be studied seriously. And he was looking for some way to bring attention to the tuba. And he had friends that had birthdays. His teacher was Bill Bell, who was a circus musician. I mean, that's what you did if you played tuba. you played circus. And that was his teacher, Bill Bell, and Bill's birthday was on Christmas. And then his favorite composer, who wrote all kinds of works for tuba, I can't remember his
What
name
would it
now.
be?
Would it be that
What would
Sousa
it
guy?
be? Would it be?
They're not coming right now. Also a Christmas thing. So he came up with the idea. He had his good friend write the arrangements, and in honor of his teacher, because everyone knows that you ought to honor your teachers.
Right?
What a wonderful thing to do. And Tuba Christmas was born.
That's
We've been
wonderful.
doing it here in town for 28 years now.
28
Hey,
years?
congratulations and shame on you.
Yeah, that's a lot of tuba.
Yeah, it is.
Congratulations and shame on you. I like that combination, Joe.
That is wonderful, though.
And it happens this Friday here in town.
Yeah, already. At the mall?
Friday at the mall. Yep.
December
December 8th.
8th.
I believe it is.
Yes,
and
it
we
is.
blow from 7 to 8:30. And if you want to blow with us, all you gotta do is show up at Sentinel High School. They let me back into school, even though the
For a
boss is
limited
out there.
time
He's on
only.
next. He let me back into school for a limited time. Yes,
Right.
the police will be there, no doubt. They won't give me keys for it, but they'll let me back in for a rehearsal, and then we're gonna run
Escort
over
you
to the
back
mall.
out.
That's
Yes.
it.
And that is something that the tuba concert is made up of people that gather, like the swans, like the salmon going upstream
it.
to a certain spot,
a one-time-
laying those tuba eggs that day,
That's it.
and then off to the mall for the concert.
That's it. It's an afternoon event is what
Right.
it is.
Right.
And even though it sounds like we've been working at it all year.
Right.
Right, how
That's
can they
how it-
possibly pull this off?
Now,
It's a
you know,
miracle.
It sounds better
Christmas
further away.
miracle.
You get in the mall and let that.
It's
bring
the
it
acoustics in the
around,
mall that are so fabulous.
I get a British feeling though about some of horn music and Christmas.
yeah.
Well, brass bands.
Is that what it
That's
is?
every factory had a brass band, like
Is that
Anaconda
right?
Company. The last one we had here in our state was Anaconda. It was a
That's
huge brass
fascinating.
band.
A brass
the
band
brass-
belonging to the company.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they had an auxiliary group up at Black Eagle at that refinery. They're
Great
same
place.
company.
Yeah, Great Falls,
But
yeah.
the best band west of Minneapolis was in Butte, America for probably
Wow.
30 years.
Wow.
Monster, and they did PR before TV or jingles
Oh,
or
sure.
recordings or anything like that. That band.
Well, talking about bonding experience, company pride, all that.
yeah,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
And that's what and we got that tradition from Europe, England in specific.
Oh,
Right.
Was
so they
brass
had
band.
that.
And so we're brass, and so that's what.
See, I knew my instinct was kind of right about
Yeah.
that British brass
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Christmas
Yeah,
music.
there is
Did
that
you ever see the
association.
movie something out? Blacked Out? No.
Oh, wait a minute. Lost Weekend. Wait, no.
There's
A different meeting. Wait a
There's a
minute.
great movie it's a British brass band movie. And it came
Oh.
out 20 years ago.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
So, well, people are going to get a taste of this in the smallest
Yeah. In a
eighth of a
minuscule.
teaspoon
Right.
That's all
dose
it is.
right
That's-
now.
Because how many people
There's
usually?
usually 80. I
Oh
have
my
enough
God.
stuff
Yeah.
for 100 because some years it just goes nuts, and I never know what's
don't
going to
know.
happen.
Right.
Like some lady showed up yesterday morning at 8 and wanted music, and then Saturday night some guy from Seattle called me and asked, "Hey, I'm going to stop. I'm going to get a layover in Missoula. I'll be a little late for rehearsal. Is that okay?"
Aw.
He's on his way from Seattle to Denver, but he wants to play Tuba Christmas.
That's
See.
That's
wonderful.
the kind of insanity
Warms your
Yeah.
heart.
that happens with this event. So I never had any idea. I know that a guy from Great Falls is coming down to meet him, and they're going to have a little tuba hug or something like that.
Yeah. I think
All
the
right.
dedication is amazing. It's like an activity that puts common sense to shame.
Yeah.
You know?
Overrated, highly
Have you
overrated.
thought about maybe joining up yourselves for that? Because one of
I
our
don't, think, I
famous
don't know if I have
members-
the embouchure.
Yeah.
Or just not sure.
That a buddy of ours took up the tuba for probably half a dozen years, and he's since given it up for Lent.
Yeah.
But his quote was, "Life is too short not to learn to play the tuba."
Oh my gosh.
Did it? Wait, Russ, you probably know. Russ Lawrence owned the
Oh, yeah,
bookstore.
I know
Russ
Russ,
Lawrence.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And
And
there's
he
some
gave it up afterwards. Said,
a
"Okay, I've
famous
done that."
Tom Waits quote is something to the effect: "A gentleman knows how to play the tuba, but doesn't."
Wait, Tom Waits is the guy out
Yeah, that's right.
Right. All right, we better hear. We
Okay,
better
we
get
better
a
do
taste
some-
of
Oh
this.
yeah,
Hey,
John
John-
Combs is lurking.
Yeah,
was watching
he's
us.
out there.
Oh, there
thinking,
he is.
watching
yeah,
us.
I know where he is.
He's
I
like,
the
I'm
generation
training
bring him out
children
next.
to do this.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, we've got some new arrangements.
Now, do you need anyone to
Do you
hold
need
your
us to hold
music?
your music?
Oh, gee whiz.
Oh, then there's two of them. I don't know.
He'll
Wait.
get, the plumber will get all bent out of his
Well,
shape,
we could
you know.
do.
I'll let my
We could
book-
hold a book for each
Oh, no, we
man.
can do it. No, you
Okay.
guys just enjoy it. I don't want to
Okay.
take away from the experience.
Okay.
We're going to play Rudolph the
I'm
Red-Nosed
cupping my
Reindeer.
ears.
All right, are we ready, Santa? Oh, no, let's do the whole doodah.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go. If I can get the glare just right. Very nice.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
So you know,
That was
you just fall
fabulous.
right back into it.
Oh my gosh, I had a few melancholy
I
moments
know, we
there.
needed that. Yeah.
Yeah, that
We kind of milked it a little.
that
bit,
is a
but-
smooth sound.
Isn't that?
I have to say,
and
yeah.
times 40. You know, give you an
Yeah.
idea. Then you put in a big box.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of
You're talking like
vibrates.
mall acoustics,
Yeah.
Right.
and you really got
And the
it
mall
going on.
acoustics, I'm afraid, really play to a tuba. Because you could go to Hennessy's. You
You're
could
right.
go anywhere and still hear us. Well, you can
Right.
be
Sure,
right in
that's
front of
true.
us, and it's not offensive. Well,
Right.
he's offensive.
Well, yeah,
but the
but-
sound itself is.
Sound is fine.
Yeah.
And I think
It's even better than fun. I might suggest it's enveloping. It's warm.
right.
I hear that.
And for small
I
children
might say that.
and aging seniors, this could be one of the more magic moments of their lives.
Yeah. That's
right.
Honestly, if I were like 5 or 6 and I
Oh,
saw
it's incredible. I
that
used to
much
take my kids
brass,
every year.
Yeah.
It would
be
Usually
indelible.
Some kids that crawl up on the podium
Oh,
with
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
me, you know, to
fun.
get next to it and things
Right.
like that.
So Tuba Christmas.
At the mall.
At the mall, December 8th, this coming Friday.
This coming Friday, and we'll play you out with one of our favorite ones.
excellent.
This was
Great.
And the time is
A
it
sing
7?
along.
7 o'clock. So
Yeah,
we do
7 o'clock.
two unique sets. So because the mall wants people to shop too. So
Yeah,
we'll
right.
play for 20 minutes or something like that, and then take 20 minutes off, come back and play 20 minutes of new music. Oh, and we've got a guest this year. I forgot.
Who?
The United Methodist, the First United Methodist Church Jubilation.
The handbell
player.
Oh, the
And I
handball
do
player.
2 numbers with them.
Oh, good.
They
Okay.
are
Tubas
amazing
and bell
too.
go together like, beer and pretzels.
Well,
like,
sure.
Yeah.
Brass and reflections, you know.
Okay, so play us one more song before we bring John.
Oh yeah, no, there's time for him.
Yeah.
He's doing
Feel
good.
free for singing along. We'll give
Oh,
you
dear.
jingle bells. Here we go.
Doesn't
kid.
nobody asks.
That's tuba melody.
Ah.
It's fun to talk when he plays because he can't stop. That's real nice, plumber boy.
Excellent.
Merry Christmas. Go to the
Thank
mall.
you.
See
Merry
Tuba
Tuba
Christmas.
Christmas to you.
Thank you so much. And we'll be right back with John Combs and holiday concerts at MCPS right after something Scott's going to show you.
So.
Yeah.
Here
We're
we
back. We are back with John Combs. He is the fine arts supervisor for Missoula County Public Schools. Welcome, John. Thanks for coming over.
Well, it's great to be back here this year.
Yeah, what can you tell us about the holiday concerts coming up? I know that MCAT's going to try to record a lot of them.
So appreciate that.
You're
Oh, it's
most
fun.
welcome. But it's a great opportunity, isn't it, for young people to feel the thrill of an audience, that kind of anxiety and accomplishment and the feedback, right?
Well, you know, we see every student at MCPS probably that's in music is in concert this time of year.
Right.
So from kindergarten all the way through, you know, seniors in high school. And just what you're talking about with
Yeah.
kids that this is their first time in front of the audience.
Right.
When you watch those little kinders.
Yeah.
And it is so cute to, you know, their first interaction. And of course there's mom and dad and grandpas and grandmas and, you know, friends and family out there, and they just have a great time.
Do you
Yeah.
get to spend any nights at home in December?
My wife and I have an agreement that it's kind of like I've been on deployment now. So
Right.
off we go,
See
and
you
then
in
I'll
the new
see you.
year,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's about right. So it's a busy time, no doubt.
Oh my gosh.
And people that are in the general public, and I know seems a little far-fetched, they're welcome to attend.
Oh yeah.
They can
Most
go
definitely.
to schools in their neighborhood and so on. They have to know how to do it. And my recommendation was to go to the website, you know, and then click on the
Right.
calendar.
Yep, that's the best way to do it. Just www.mcpsmt.org.
Yeah, you need that.
Yeah, you need the Montana in there.
You'd be in Montgomery, Virginia, otherwise. I've been there quite a bit in my professional career. MCPS mt.org.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that homepage, you'll see the calendar.
Yeah, it's
And-
got some
It's got
wiggling
that.
on it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
You're
great.
wiggling right on that spot.
Yeah, and then you can check that out, and that is everything
Look
we've
at
got
how
going.
full it is.
And it is packed jam full.
Yeah.
This week's a little bit light, but next week and then the week after
It
is
picks
just
up.
going to be,
Look out.
yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, because there's so many different levels, right, that the kids can perform on. Now, MCAT tends to record, just because the kids are so little, and sometimes parents are not so happy about pictures of their kids, but we do middle school and high school. But as you mentioned, it goes all the way from the younger grades, the K through 8 as well.
Right, and then, of course, band, orchestra, choir, all the different varieties of
Right.
performances as well.
Yeah.
And so they work hard to make sure that those performances are just going to be outstanding for everybody.
Yeah. And they're free. They're open to the public, so that if people had wanted to go and they don't know any high school kids or whatever, it's okay. They can go and see
Oh, yeah.
see what they're.
And most
offering.
of them are free. We do have one concert that's going to be at the Denison Theater.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Hellgate Choir is going to do their concert. And the $3 just to help to defray the cost to rent that facility.
Sure.
But it gives everybody a little bit more room because it's a very popular concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that, I mean, the quality of the music, especially at the high school level, but all the way through. I mean, nothing will get you in the Christmas spirit more.
Oh, yeah, when you get to hear that fifth grade band and orchestra playing their first notes.
Right.
So they
Yeah.
only know about 5 or 6 of them, so there are not a lot of songs they can play, but boy, they do them with enthusiasm.
Right.
Yeah.
And this makes me think of something. I was visiting with a friend who said, a composer in Missoula had passed away.
Right.
And I was very surprised. And they said, didn't you know them? They're really quite famous.
Yeah, Miss Lenka.
Right? And I listened to something called Give Us This Day.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. And then I was crowing on about it, and somebody said, well, that composer worked at Hellgate quite a bit, had the Hellgate Wind on. I can't remember, you might know
Right,
more than
yep,
me, but
yeah.
that Hellgate performed, you know the name,
Miss Lenka.
Meslenka's
David
music.
Yeah. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to have David Mislenka as a band parent. His son was in my bands when he was there. So we commissioned a work featuring his son, who was a phenomenal euphonium player.
Oh
Would
my
be
God,
happy
well,
to do
speak of the
Tribute
devil.
Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, even maybe better than Gary Gillette, although it's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
And then some other works as well. But yeah, probably the Mozart of our time in terms of wind band literature. Truly,
Yeah.
just exceptional.
Yeah.
I'd listened to this Give Us This Day, it was on YouTube. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And I never knew the man had lived in town.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he was a very quiet, very humble fellow, but
Yeah.
world renowned in that part of the music world.
That's something.
John, before we go, just because I'm the proud parent of Paxson and Washington graduates who are string players, just talk a little bit about your philosophy about the importance of music in a full, well-rounded education for children.
Yeah, well, we know that when the brain connects music in kids' heads, it fires. It is creating synapses and helping kids develop ways to think, and it inspires creativity. It allows them to work in community with others. All the things that we would want to have our world do is done every day in the music classroom. You need to be excellent yourself in what you're doing and what your part requires, but it's not good enough to just be good by yourself. You have to be good in terms of doing all this other stuff with your fellow orchestra, band, or choir member. And when it all works, what do you create? Beautiful music.
Yeah.
Something bigger than yourself.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful thing to be able to, that's what we would hope would happen. And it just does great things for kids. Even the Congress was able to do a connection with the fact that every Student Succeeds Act, that music is a vital part of a core curriculum, because they were able to see. In fact, I think it's so fun that our two senators, one Democrat, one Republican, are both trumpet players.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, and so they get it. So talking to them about it was they totally understand
Right.
and support. So it was great.
Oh, that's excellent. Oh, and we do have a little more time. Do you want to talk about Spark at all? How
I'd love
that's
to.
going and,
Yeah.
and so on?
The Spark Arts Ignites Learning is a component of the Kennedy Center's Any Given Child program, and our version of that is Spark Arts Ignites Learning. And so we are looking at getting arts into the kids' lives in 3 different ways. One, arts for art's sake, which is what our music classrooms are about, and art classrooms. Through arts enhancement, which is taking every grade level, K through 8, to see something that Missoula artists do. So for example, the 4th graders will be going to see the symphony. The 5th graders go to the Missoula Art Museum. 3rd graders are going to get to do something with dance. I mean, it's just really fun. And then the last part of that is arts integration. So every classroom, K-8 in Missoula, has an arts integration specialist where they go in and they will teach something about science or math and then combine it with an artistic counterpart, dance or art or music. And what we find is that subject, that what they learn is taught to a point where the kids understand it better and retain it longer because it happened that way.
Right.
Interesting.
It's just been remarkable, and so it's doing a great impact, and we are hoping to use, since Missoula is such a great model, to take it to maybe statewide. We would really like to see if we could get other towns interested in that. So we have an arts integration conference happening at the end of June.
Oh, that's
and,
interesting.
and
You'll have to
some
come
great
talk about
interest.
that.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
And it, it was quite an honor. It's a very small number of communities nationally that have been
Right.
chosen to be part of
Yeah,
this.
about 2 dozen.
Yeah, right,
Wow.
in the whole country.
24 in the whole country.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Missoula is one of them.
Yeah.
Thanks to your leadership and the other artists in this community. It's
Yeah, we're very fortunate. We've got a town that really understands and appreciates the
Yeah.
arts, and therefore our students are benefiting from that greatly.
Yeah. I've always felt that is true for MCAT. You know, that it's a humanities kind of understanding town, and MCAT has enjoyed the largest share of public funding of any of the major cities in the state.
Interesting.
for public access
Yeah,
television.
for this whole
Yeah.
facility and
Right.
so on.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
So one first step to get yourself in the Christmas spirit and to support
Yes.
the arts in our schools and community is to go to a Christmas concert at one of the schools in your neighborhood somewhere
why
in
not?
town. I'll be at Paxson.
Yeah.
And
I'll see you there.
Sing good. We'll sing some carols.
Right. I like that open part of it, you know, where
Yep.
often people get the
Yeah.
feeling like, oh, I don't have kids in school, and they get really separated from the whole process. And it needn't be, because there's some occasions where you're welcome in school. Not
Right.
just sporting events, and people go there, and that's
right.
wonderful.
Yeah.
But arts events too.
You bet.
That's right. Does Paxson still have the Paxson
The
Parents
sing-along?
Orchestra?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
see,
See,
I
Kim,
should get my fill
you're
out.
tripping down memory lane is what you're going
I
to
know,
be
it's
doing.
only like
It's
20
been
years
going
ago.
for years, and we
I
have a
know.
new teacher there this year, and she's
Oh, wow.
definitely going to keep that going.
Oh, great.
So-
Good,
Yeah.
good, good.
Okay. Well, and then there's Tuba Christmas. We're just recapping.
Right.
Right. And
So
then,
it's all starting.
if you're so moved, you can join the Sentinel Kiwanis. They were here
If you're up
earlier.
bright and early.
At 7:30 every Thursday, 1515 Fairview for City Life to join that.
Is it like a cocktail hour, Kiwanis?
I don't know. Yeah, because we know the Sunrise Rotary Club. They're always like touting people that
Really
are not
good.
only selfless, but they're up before like 5 a.m. or something. I don't know how they hold all that together, but
don't either.
it's one of the miracles of living in a society, apparently. Well, John, thank you so much for
Thank
taking the
you.
time.
My pleasure. Thanks.
And thank you, dear viewer, for taking the time with us on this December 4th edition of Missoula Live. We're going to come back in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
And Kim and I, we're hatching a plan. Is it premature to mention? Probably. It's not fair.
Because
It's
we're
going to be
literally making it
right.
up right this
It
second.
will be the usual Christmas special, but it might be more special.
Are we going to have the TV with the burning log and stuff?
Yeah, we'll have all of that.
Because that's important to me.
Right. And I'm sure our guests, whoever
Yes.
they may be, would
Mystery
appreciate
guests,
it.
Mystery Christmas guests.
Yeah. So we'll see you back here in 2 weeks' time. If you're watching a rerun, Lord love you. And for MCAT, I'm Joel Baird.
And I'm Kim Anderson.
We'll see you next time.